Hey Leaves, welcome to Vivid Vibration. My name is Christina. I hope that y'all are doing well. These are general reads, gender neutral. If it does not resonate, please don't try and make it fit. Leaves. The self, the gem, the mother, the fault line, the desert, the mentor, and the crone. Leaves. I kind of want to say that, like, there's just a... Was it your last read, like growing pains or something like that, and like it hurts to grow? And I want to say that there is an idea here that you're still really kind of adjusting to the idea of what it means to really grow. Because it doesn't seem right. It doesn't seem real. You know, like if I'm doing the things that I need to be doing, if I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing, if I'm taking the right steps, why isn't anything like, why does this hurt? Why is this difficult? Why do I feel like people are, you know, like challenging me along the way? You know, like I feel like those are questions that you're asking yourself, you know, like, well, I changed my tune, you know, so like everything should just magically fall into place now, right? You know? And I kind of feel like, well, you know, like what is the, like, acknowledging that you have a problem is the first step, but there's like a bunch more steps that follow that, right? And I feel like there's this, well, you acknowledged it, but but just acknowledging that you have an issue isn't enough. Like you have to deal with your issues. And I want to say, Leaves, and this is the part where it's like, take it if it resonates, and if it doesn't, leave it. But I feel like you guys have this, like, almost this necessity for clinginess. You know, like you need people to need you, and you need people who, you know, like, I want to say, like, people who will just feed your ego, you know, because, oh, you're so amazing, and oh, I just, you know, like, I would do anything for you, and oh, da 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 da. And like, that's your idea of like healthy attention, is like positive attention, is almost like this clingy, you know, like I'll gas you up even if it's for no reason at all, or, you know, like, and I'll shower you in kindness, and I'll da 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 da. But like, have you ever, you know, those like you go out in public, and there are some families with kids, and they're like, you can tell kids that are disciplined. You can tell kids whose parents take the time to sit down and talk to them about, like, why do you feel that way, and how, you know, like they address emotional intelligence in their children. And then there are those families with those kids who think they can do no wrong, that they think their shit doesn't stink, and those kids are the shittiest fucking kids. They're, you know, mouthy, they're, you know, they're just like, they're little shits, you know. And I feel like you've been in a place where you've been like, well, I just want somebody who's going to tell me everything I want to hear, and it doesn't matter, and there's no sincere accountability. They're just gonna fill, you know, like feed my ego, you know, like fill up my space, and, you know, but when there's no sincerity behind it. And, or I mean, I guess there's like, I guess, so there's different levels to sincerity. I feel like sincerity is one of those words, like love, you know, like the Greeks had multiple words for love, and it was different types of love. I feel like we need more words for sincerity, you know, because you can sincerely have a good intention, but like the sincerity with which you approach that intention isn't there. And so there's a disconnect in the, like, in the full circle of the concept of sincerity, if that makes sense. But I feel like the idea is just like, you've surrounded yourself with people who fake gas you up, who feed off your energy, who feed your ego, but they don't hold you accountable for sincere growth. They don't hold you accountable, and like, you know, like for your behaviors, or your development, or your, you know, your growth. You know, they almost serve as a breaking down of your growth and a breaking down of your development, because all they do is, you know, instant gratify your ego, and then what? You're left being that kid who has shitty attitude and thinks that the world owes them something. You know what I mean? Like, it's not a good energy. And yet I think that, it's the part that seems so unreal to you is that, like, well, if I can understand my value and I can really, embody all of these things, then why isn't everything around me changing? And I kind of want to say, because you need to like separate from this mentality of just feeding your ego. And the crone and the mentor, leaves, it kind of has like it's funny. I had somebody a couple of weeks ago, we went to dinner and they told me, I manifested you. And I just was like really uncomfortable with that. Because one, I don't really know this person. And two, like, you manifested me because you think that you're going to get something from me for free that I don't even want to do. You know what I mean? Like, like, and yet, do I believe in the idea of manifestation? Yes. And I kind of want to say, but like also, when your energies are aligned, you feel it. Like when your goals are aligned, you see it, and both people see it, and both people feel good about it, or all people feel good about it. And like, it's not one of those things where one person is like, I did this, and then everybody else is like, oh yay, now I'm here. Like, no, that's not how that works either. You know what I mean? Like, but I do feel like, Leaves, you guys have somebody in your life who is able to I want to say like equal, there's like this equal give and take, like I need something and you need something, and we're able to provide that for each other. Like, and it feels like a mutual exchange, of understanding that comes from self-awareness, not from inflated egos. Leaps. I love y'all. The Hierophant, the Ace of Cups, the Eight of Wands, the Knight of Cups. Well, there is an idea here of having this understanding of self, of your own value. And I mean, the Knight of Cups in this deck is kind of the idea of it's slow moving, but he's, like, come on, let's go this way, because this way is a good way for us to go. But it feels calm and it feels sure. And it feels like it's coming from a place of understanding, because it's like, you can have a stranger say, I manifested you. And that doesn't make you feel safe. You know what I mean? Like that doesn't mean that all of a sudden, now I trust you, right? But if you have an understanding of who I am and what I want out of life, and you can align your vision with my vision, then I feel like there's, again, that mutual receptivity of like, okay, this is safe. Like, okay, we can go in this direction. And Leaves, again, I feel like there's somebody who you're connecting with in life who you feel safe with, you feel connected with, you feel like you're going in the same direction. And because you're going in the same direction, you can go in that direction quickly. However that plays out for you. Whether that's like a job that you get that is like, it checks all the boxes of all the things that you need, and you feel like, okay, this is going to be a good fit for me, and now I can really move forward with this because I feel confident. Or it's, like you're hiring somebody for work and you're like, okay, this person's vision aligns with my vision. We can work together and it'll go well. It'll go smoothly. Whether it's a community of people and you're like, okay, these people are aligned with what I'm aligned with, and so this is going to work out great. So while it feels like calm and steady, it does feel like something that you are doing quickly. But it doesn't feel like anything where you're like, oh, like that doesn't feel right. You know what I mean? It feels like you're like, yes, this is exactly it. You'll know. The blasted beach, the Five of Pentacles, and strength. Again, this end of feeling left out in the cold, feeling like, the Five of Pentacles is just, like feeling unseen, feeling unheard, feeling like you're not enough. And again, when people gas you up, but they don't really know you, when people come at you like they know all these things, but like they don't have like a single concept of who you are as a person, then then it's not going to go anywhere. You know what I mean? It's like, I don't know. I have one friend and he's I'm not sure, like it's like to be held accountable is to be insulted, right? And you're like, and then, like he'll want to talk about how he wants to grow and how he wants to do these things. And you're like, mm-hmm, 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 mm-hmm. You know what I mean? But like you never believe anything that comes out of his mouth because he never actually does any of it. You know what I mean? And it's kind of like, I feel like you're moving away from that energy of like, well, I want to do this and I want to do that, but you don't ever do anything. And you're like, I want to grow and I want to develop, but you're not pushing yourself. And I feel like you're when you make the decision to really muster up the strength to go in whatever direction it is that you're going in, I think you're going to find that there's a lot there for you. There's a wealth of knowledge, there's a wealth of abundance, there's a wealth of love, there's a wealth of all of the things. And it's I want to say like mutual power. I do feel like there's kind of an air of like powerhouse energy here. Like once you really step into your power, you can stand with power. And you haven't been standing in power, but you haven't been surrounding yourself with power. You've been surrounding yourself with people who I almost want to say like they just inflate your ego. The Tower again. Yeah, I feel like there's just been a lot of endings, a lot of just disappointment, a lot of lack, and you felt like you really needed to rest to regain your balance so that you can move forward. I want to say with action, because nobody wants to hear about how you're going to change or how you're going to be or how you think this or how you think that. Like, they're empty words. Like, if you can only speak empty words and surround yourself with people who inflate your ego, don't be surprised when you can't build anything off of that. Because what is there to build on? Libs. One day we're going to have a really happy, positive read and it's going to be fantastic. And I'm not going to feel like I'm like Libras, because I love so many Libras in my life. But I've also had a lot of Libras where it's like, like you guys you care about the way things look, you care about what people think, and like you're all about, like having like being cute and being the belle of the ball, and like all those things are fun, and great, but like they lack like a level of depth. And it's not to say that you can't have all of those things, but don't expect, it's like you can buy something really cute at H&M for $5 and it'll last for like a week, or you can buy something really nice that's higher quality, that's a lot more money, but it will last you for years. You know what I mean? And I feel like you guys have just been steady on that $5 cute outfit lifestyle, with your friends, with your communities, with your jobs, with whatever. And it's like, great, but it doesn't actually have any duration. And you're starting to understand that. And I feel like maybe you're starting to understand why. And as you start to understand why, you understand that these things falling apart isn't your lack of value. It's just the lack of quality that you are engaging in. But like when you surround yourself with a lack of quality, you start to have expectations that everything and everyone should like bow down and adhere and do all of these things. And it's like, um the only things that are going to do that are going to be the cheap things that fall apart. If that's what you want, more power to you. But I don't think that's what you want, and I don't think that's what you're going to settle for, and I love that for y'all. Again, if this does not resonate, please don't try and make it. I know that all of my leaves are on different journeys and at different stages in the game. So the destroyer, yeah, because I do kind of feel like the idea here is that you really have to like break out of this image. Like if that's not who you are, then there's an idea of like, then you better destroy that image of you, because that one's the biggest, the brightest, and the loudest. You know, and it might not feel real to you, and you might feel like that's a misconception, but who painted the picture? You did. I hope this resonates with y'all. If it does, please give me a like, share, and subscribe. Thank you so much for spending some time with me, and I will see y'all again soon.